Hey everybody, this is Bradley Benner with Mastery PR, and I got Zane Miller on with me, and our video marketing champion summit presenters. They're all with us as well. So Zane, take it over.
All righty. You guys can hear me all right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I can hear you.
All right, good. Because
That's all that matters.
Just no, seriously, just as the broadcast went live, I went to close my office door and it yanked my cord, my internet cord, right out of my computer, and I just about shit myself. But I was, oh no! I plugged it back in, and then I heard Bradley, so I was like, oh, okay, good, because that was a lot of setup for. Okay, anyway, welcome everybody. We are about 60 seconds before 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, all of you, for being here. As Bradley said, we have what we feel are the champions of video marketing. So I'm going to run through the lineup here real quick so all the early birds can see who's here, and then we'll start an official introduction. So first we've got Bill. Go ahead and wave hi, Bill.
You sure I'm supposed to be here?
Oh, wait, no, you're not. Okay, just kidding. Next up we have Justin Sardi. Say hi, Justin. Or
hey, what's up, everybody?
Yeah, I was going to say, if he waves, nobody's going to see it. So
yeah, no. Internet issues today.
And then, of course, we've got Master Bradley here.
Hey,
Peter Drew.
Hi, everyone.
Up next is Ray Lane. Ray, the video guy.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
And then, of course, the disembodied voice that is Zane Miller, your host. All right, so it is past 8. Let's go ahead and jump into this right now so that everybody has a better idea of who we are summiting with, joining with, if you will. Let's go ahead and start on the far left of the panel here. Bill, we've got interviews and stuff that people can check out and learn more. But why don't you give us a 60-second intro, something that tells us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Let's see. Bill Cousins, been doing YouTube video marketing stuff since about 2000, I guess 7 or 8 or so. Really got deep down into it in 2009. Had first product out, Rocket Video Ranker, in 2012, and have done probably, I think, like 4 versions of that. Now we're doing some softwares, YouTube tools, to take some of the steps that you guys can use to get your videos ranking a lot easier and automate them so they don't take as long. So,
and I just want to jump in for a quick second because Bill Cousins, I remember buying Rocket Video Ranker when you first launched it, and it was like you were one of my early mentors for video marketing, so I'm kind of honored to have you here, man. So.
Cool, man. Thanks.
You're welcome.
That was a while ago.
So cool. Thanks, Bill. Next up, we have Justin Sardi. Justin, why don't you say hi and give us a little bit of who you are and what you do. Or maybe we should skip Justin for now. We'll move on to Peter. Peter, you want to give us a little bit of an intro on what you do?
Okay, so back in 1995, I was a family therapist, and after doing it for 10 years, I was getting burnt out, and I saw a little ad in the local rag paper that said, there are 50 million people online. By the year 2000, there'll be 1 billion. And that's what got me into the internet back in 95. And it took me, I did a deal with my wife, give me 12 months at this, and I'll see if I can make a decent wage. And I think back then, after 12 months, I worked up to between $500 and $700 a week. And so, which was a lot of money back then. And so we were gold. And since then, my primary focus originally was affiliate marketing, and I did extremely well. I was always in the top 5 for Friend Finder Inc., which was a $1 billion company. And then my focus has been on SEO and more recently, video marketing the last 4 to 5 years. I've had a lot of successful products. Brute Force SEO was probably the biggest product that I released, and that was incredibly successful. And then got into Hangout Millionaire, and now we're into Facebook stuff. So it's been a pretty fun journey to get here, I can tell you.
Very cool. Yeah, I think in our interview I called you the original gangster of affiliate marketing because you've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was We did very well. But look, just on that point, I was always a top 5 affiliate. I sent between 1 and 2 million members to FriendFinder Inc. And then they sold it $970 million to Modoc. And I didn't get a cent of that. And that was the biggest and that was the biggest lesson I learned. I sent over 1 million people to a site and they sold it and I got nothing. That's when I realized you got to make your own stuff. You know, you got to get other people promoting you. And that was the end of my affiliate career when Murdoch bought that company for $970 million. I remember it.
You don't seem bitter at all.
Not at all.
How do you really feel about that, Peter?
But that's why you move on into software and doing your own things, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's when we started making and selling our own products. Like I remember Max clearly saying to me when we were promoting it, he said, we need to make our own personal site. And at the time, it was just too big of an idea for me to grasp. But imagine if I sent 1 million people to my own personal site back then.
Yeah.
Anyway, wow. You know.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, and last but certainly not least, we have Ray the video guy. And I mean, you can't get more video than the video guy.
Well, I guess that's true. Well, if you don't know who I am, I come from the TV world, doing TV commercials and TV programs, and worked with CBS and Sci-Fi Channel and local news and all that other fun stuff before I got into online marketing back in probably about 2003, which for those of you checking history, that's about 2 years before YouTube even existed. So I've been doing the online video thing for quite a while. We actually used to do tours. I used to travel the country taking videos of businesses and communities around the country for a company out of New York, and eventually started to work with local businesses myself, and then started moving into training. And now we do mostly affiliate marketing for video products, and we create videos for local businesses, and we create videos for local marketers working with local businesses, and just kind of do all that fun video stuff. And I'm an avid Facebook Live user, as most of the people on my Facebook communication lists are probably well aware of and quite sad about. But we love that new platform, and we're taking it as far as we can. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Very good, very good. And in fact, we do want to talk a little bit more about live video in reference to that. So keep that in mind. And folks, please drop in your questions as you get them. We've got plenty to discuss. But before we move on into the actual discussion, Justin's back. If you could do us a favor, Justin, and sort of give us a little bit of a intro, who you are and what you do.
Uh-oh, we got no audio, Justin.
Oops.
It's back. No,
still no.
That's gone.
Still no audio. Damn. His audio is still not working.
Yeah, it said his internet was doing.
Yeah.
Tell everybody stuff.
As you can see by the picture, Justin is a Jedi.
May the force be with you, Justin.
Right? He comes from Dagobah. Okay.
Pretty close.
All right. Well, when he gets squared away, he can jump in.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So again, folks, we have some serious champions of video marketing here. We've got people who've been doing internet marketing since before it was cool. So now is the time to ask your questions. But we're going to go into some major points. So want to keep this fresh. Let's like chat between the panelists here about everything that's happening, and then we'll integrate questions as we go. Please feel free if you have suggestions for products and services. We do want to hear about them, because this isn't just another pitch fest. This is like, okay, this is the targeted aspects of what we can do to move forward with video marketing, specifically with research. So on that note, let's start with just the broad topic of video marketing, but not just video marketing. What do you guys want to do? What do you see as like the best technique for marketing in 2017, specifically with video? How about we start with Bill?
Do I get to be first every time, or what?
Oh, we'll mix it up.
Sorry, ask that question again. Sorry.
So yeah, you're 2017. How do
Right.
you see like the most effective strategies opening up for you next year? specifically?
As far as me, I mean, we're moving more over into the creating the different YouTube apps and tools, like I was talking about, to automate stuff. So that's really what we're going to be doing mostly of. We're not going to be doing as many training courses, things like that. So I would say we're just going to figure out what we go down in the into the lab, figure out what helps get your videos ranking, test a lot of stuff, tweak a lot of stuff, and then try to automate it so that you can, do it way faster.
Okay, so some of these tips, some of these tools. What are some of these new ones that you've got?
Well, I mean, you guys know about Video Link Vortex. That was something that actually came from like my original product, the old standby Rocket Video Ranker, which was basically use YouTube video URLs to help push up your other videos in the rankings because of the all the juice and power that flows around inside of YouTube. So, well, the way we came up with that was we were actually manually creating YouTube link wheels by putting, taking your channel and creating a link wheel out of it by taking the one video URL, putting the description of the next one, then taking that video's URL and putting the description of the next one, and so on and so forth, so that each video pointed to the next one in a circle, and the juice just flowed around and around, and then you could put your money videos in those description also, and they would actually become like the hub of the link wheel. You know what I mean? So that juice would be flowing around in a circle from video to video inside of YouTube, and then it would also be pushing to the hub videos and help get them higher in the rankings, which works really good. So that's the one that you guys have right now, Video Link Vortex. We also have another one that we just finished up. It's called Playlist Rocket. We haven't released that one yet. You can go into your channels and basically do all your playlist stuff from right inside of the app. These are all web-based apps, by the way. You don't have to. They work on both Mac and PC. And that one's really cool because we made it so that you could actually inside of YouTube, you could search for your keyword, and it'll pull up a bunch of videos and show the views of the videos, and you can pick the ones with the most views, and you can add them into your playlists to help give your videos, your channels, more authority. And let's see, what else do we got? We got Tube Authority Rocket, which is part of Rocket Video Ranker Pro ranking. That actually has training and stuff in it too, and that basically uploads 30 videos at a time, plus creates playlists, the titles, uploads the titles, descriptions, custom thumbnails. What else? We're always adding all kinds of stuff to these things, and I can never remember what the hell they do after the programmer works on them for a week.
So it's like a suite. That,
I got to ask them, like, now what's this thing do again? I can't remember what this does again. But we got those so far. So we're working on something. Pretty much always working on like 2 things at a time. So
very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Justin, same question. What does 2017 look like for you, whether it's video marketing or software or whatever? What do you think is going to be some of your most successful efforts next year?
Yeah, for sure. Is my audio actually working now?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah. I had to leave and then come back. I don't even know. Today's just been one of those days. But anyway, glad to be back. So basically, kind of missed the intro part, but I do a lot of YouTube ads, and I have a piece of software that helps advertisers reach their target market. So going forward, I have a pretty big YouTube channel that we've been working on building for the past year or so. Zane's actually working with me on that now, helping with some of the ranking side of things, because like I said, I mostly specialize in the ads. I actually learned a lot of ranking stuff from Bill, which was cool. But
Thanks.
yeah, right. So kind of brought Zane onto the team to help out with that. And really, I want to have that channel hit 100,000 subscribers. We're at 31,000 right now. And we've been actually specifically using that channel to sell physical products. So kind of branching out into the e-commerce side of things, setting up ads, promoting videos, video discovery ads that eventually lead back to a Shopify store where we're drop shipping products We're actually getting ready to bring in some inventory. So we're going to make a pretty big push for that and kind of branch out into the broader market, not just the internet marketing side of things, because that's what I've been doing for quite a while, and want to, diversify and really branch out. And but still use YouTube and video marketing, which also goes hand in hand with my information products and my software, because the better results we have there, the better we can train people and help others get success doing the exact same thing. So really just, testing, and pumping out a ton of video content, really stepping up the video game. Got a new 4K camera and working on, bringing on a full-time editor and really just pumping out content.
Very good. So can you tell us a little bit more about the software you had developed?
Yeah, for sure. So, I do YouTube ads, like I said, and the software, so there's two different targeting groups that work extremely well. I mean, there's a lot of targeting groups, but two of my personal favorites are placements and keywords. Now, keywords, pretty obvious. YouTube's the second largest search engine on the web, right? So with these keywords, you can basically target your ads based on YouTube searches. So instead of having to get your video to rank, you can have it show up in the top 2 search results as an ad, and you pay a couple cents per view. So it's basically, the software does a couple things. One of them is an auto-suggest keyword tool. So it pulls all of the suggested searches when somebody types in their keyword on YouTube, so you can then target the highest searched keywords and get the most traffic. Then the second part, it goes out and finds videos that have monetization enabled, and basically what that means is if somebody has monetization enabled on their video, you can put an in-stream ad or a pre-roll ad in front of their video, and my software goes out and you type in your keyword and it spits out hundreds of results that have monetization enabled that actually allow you to put an ad in front of them.
Yeah, because YouTube's kind of lame with that. They don't have a lot of options.
Right, they don't, and it's it's kind of, that was something that I was doing manually. It was copying and pasting all these video URLs, and I still have hair because I got this tool and I didn't need to pull it out, right? So that's actually why I had the tool developed, was to save myself time. I was working with clients, and it was taking up hours and hours of my time manually doing this.
We didn't get our tools done
finding these
fast
video
enough,
URLs. Yeah, right. I'll get you a copy.
Can I just throw something in there?
Yeah.
Back a couple months, actually about a year ago now, I actually used Justin's software specifically for a music video, and that software found us some golden videos that we could place our ad on, and we literally got millions of views over the next couple of weeks off of that software.
Cool, man.
Hot damn. That's quite a testimonial.
And I can vouch for it because I was one of the one of your first beta launch buyers or whatever when you first launched it, and I've been using it ever since. And some of my most successful campaigns are built on in-stream ads using TubeSift for the targeting, and I think it's an invaluable tool. I couldn't imagine building a YouTube ad campaign without it. So
that's
okay. I just need to chime in and say, Zane, Justin, we need to connect on Skype. And I need to get that software after we finish.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Oh, Peter, I could have sworn you already would have had that, man. It's really, really good. So.
Oh man, there's only so many hours in a day, but I will get it for sure.
Cool. Very cool. All right. Well, you know what? Bradley's been a little bit behind the scenes, but we're just as curious about Bradley's 2017 because he's just as involved with the video and all this crazy stuff as we are. So, Bradley, why don't you tell us, what does your 2017 look like? What do you think is going to be the most effective thing for you with marketing?
Well, for us, obviously, we do, Semantic Mastery and Mastery PR, but mainly Semantic Mastery. We do a ton of just content production. And so we're constantly feeding our YouTube channel with video. A lot of you probably already know, we do our Hump Day Hangouts every week, and that's an hour-long webinar where it's free Q&A, for anybody to attend. Where they can ask anything about digital or online marketing. And we take that 1 hour hangout every week and we send it over to our video editor, and she chops it all up and then she turns them into individual Q&A videos. We have everything transcribed, and then we make video blog posts on our blog with those videos. So we don't have to write any damn content, which is great because I can't stand writing content at all. And so we just use our webinars. And so content marketing to us is really important. In fact, we've probably put ourselves on the map specifically because of Hump Day Hangouts, which I'd learned that idea from Zane, as in fact, from several years ago. So, I think content marketing is incredibly important, and all the SEO and things that we can do to get exposure to those videos is absolutely critical, because if you're just pumping out content, you're just another tree in the forest. You got to do things to get that content seen. And so the SEO options and the social media options, those are obviously critical. And with our syndication networks and all the stuff that we do, we get a lot of the social media stuff done. The SEO, for the most part, is done through our syndication networks and some of the tools that we use, which every one of the panelists here have tools that I've purchased and that we use. So, and then I think advertising, paid traffic, Google is making it more and more difficult to generate traffic strictly from organic SEO. And so, we've really started moving into more and more paid stuff as well. And I think it's just kind of a combination of all these things, which, marketing continues to become more and more complex for everybody. And that's why getting people together, developers like this, where everybody's working on tools that are going to make things a lot easier, I think just kind of a marriage or a combination of those things is really what's going to be required to be successful in 2017 for any sort of video marketer or digital marketer.
Well said. That's probably going to end up being a clip for later. So very, very good points. Also, I want to talk more about the paid stuff a little bit later. But I do want to say before we move on, Bradley, like out of all the people that I've shown this show idea to with the Hump Day Hangout, you're one of the few people who actually took it and like ran with it. Like I was so excited to see somebody really running like with a full-on show like you've had, and as committed. Folks, he's been you're on like 108
this week.
108 episodes.
108 tomorrow.
Every single week. 100 weeks. Yeah.
Nice work, man. Nice work, man.
It's really good too. I mean, I think I was on like one or two of them. Yeah. It's really good.
Thank you.
Hump Day. All right. So, okay. So, upward and onward. I want to hear. I guess this is a little biased because I've been chatting with Peter quite a bit over the last couple of weeks, mostly because I have a hard time using his tools. But he's been awesome, and so has his tools, and I've learned so much. Peter, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you think will be some of the most effective stuff in 2017 for marketing?
Well, first of all, you've just got to say to all the relatively new people watching, it's an incredibly exciting time to start now because it's all about video. When I first started back in '95, there was one marketing website. It was called gofyourself.com. And it was one forum on the whole internet where you could learn anything. And look at what we've got here. We've got all these experts, and there are people listening to us getting all this incredible information in such a short period of time. It's amazing. So, but the main thing is all trajectory moving forward is all about video in terms of, and also mobile, and all the video that we use transfers to mobile perfectly, be it YouTube or Facebook, etc. Often the question I get asked is video marketing with Google or YouTube or Facebook, and the answer is always both. So we focus on both. I've got software that gets videos ranked in Google very, very fast, and it's a very, very effective tool called LiveRank Sniper. And then I've got Hangout Millionaire, which is an automated software which allows you to pump out tons and tons of videos that rank in Google and also get your websites to rank. And we've also got a new product called FB Live Pro, which broadcasts any video content you have live to any amount of groups on Facebook. So the reach is phenomenal. And there's also this thing between what's better for video, YouTube or Facebook, but often Facebook being more viral and more share friendly. Like I'm sure we've all seen people who've been stealing trending videos from YouTube, and they get a couple of million hits, and then they put them on Facebook on their fan pages, and they may well get 10 or 20 million views. So Facebook is the place, is definitely more viral. But as Justin was saying, YouTube is the second biggest engine in the world. So that, I suppose the point I'm making for new people, and the other point is there's so many amazing video tools out there to turn, you can buy software that turns text into an awesome video for you. So the ability to produce video content has never been easier. You can do it on your phone. So it's really exciting times for people to get into this space. And there's so many great tools out there to get your content seen, whether it be listed in Google, listed in YouTube, or on Facebook. So very exciting times.
Yeah, let me jump in for a second because Peter's I'm one of Peter's beta testers. For almost everything Peter puts out, I jump on the beta testing program because I know all his software is good. And so one of them is the Facebook Live Pro software, and it's incredibly powerful. And I'm not a Facebook user, guys. Any one of you that know Semantic Mastery know I try to stay the hell off of Facebook as much as possible. But when I saw Peter post in the beta group about the reach, the organic reach from a Facebook Live video, and he showed that, and he showed the numbers, his numbers and his results, and I said, holy shit, this can't be real. So I did it with his software. I ran one of our YouTube videos through Facebook Live, and I'll be damned if it didn't get 25 to 30% reach from all of our likes on the fan page, from all the people that had liked our fan page, our Semantic Mastery page. And that's when it really dawned on me that he's on to something there, because, if you post a regular text-based or image-based post to your Facebook page or a group or whatever, you usually get maybe 3 to 5% engagement if you're lucky. You know what I mean? Yeah. But when you do it with a Facebook Live video, it's literally like clockwork, 25, even as much as 30% engagement or reach to your total audience, which is incredible. I mean, that's 5 to 8 times the overall reach that you would get from a normal post. And that's insane. There's a lot of potential there.
Absolutely. And I do want to talk more about that as well. Were you going to say something, Bill?
I was just going to say that they're like totally loving, Facebook is like loving video now. So they're really pushing video.
They heart video so much, but it's to our advantage, right?
Yeah.
Just on that point, like Facebook is going to war with all the other live video companies, be it YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat. And so what they've done to win this war, which they are winning, is giving extreme preference to live content in their timeline algorithm and their fan page algorithm. So like Brendan was saying, if you do a typical video upload to your fan page, you'll get a reach of 3 to 5%. But if you broadcast live to your fan page, you're getting up to 20% engagement. And if you've got 10,000 people, that's 2,000 engagement on your fan page. And even if the fan page is old, it kind of brings old fan pages back to life. So that's how powerful, that's how much energy Facebook is putting into Facebook Live at currently.
I definitely need to get that.
Yeah, I need to get going on that too.
I just wrote a note on my whiteboard. I was like, well, don't forget to do this.
Yeah, I got the big aha moment when Peter was explaining it to me a little while ago, especially that bit about when people are taking something that did well on YouTube and went, yeah, let's see what happens on Facebook, and to see what did you say? There was like a 1 to 5 ratio, like for every one view on YouTube, you see like more on Facebook.
No, it's 10 to 20, I think. Yeah.
10 to 20, geez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay. No longer a suggestion. We all got to be on this, right?
Now, this is only if you have like fan pages with a bunch of fans and stuff, or does this work for just like normal timelines?
No, absolutely. No, for people with established fan pages,
right.
YouTube is like an incubator for them. YouTube incubates all this amazing content, and so they just steal it, put it on their fan page, and it goes off because the content is spectacular. They've already got an existing list, existing base of users. They might have 20,000 or 100,000 or 1 million fans, but because YouTube presents them with this amazing content, they just steal it, put it on there, and it goes viral because the content is awesome. They only choose the awesome stuff. Yeah.
But you can also post to groups, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, with my new software, just using like a puppy niche. If you've got a puppy product, you search Facebook for all the puppy groups, and there'll be a couple hundred of them. You can create the perfect video message to market your product to those puppy people who love puppies, and broadcast it to 200 Facebook groups.
Cool.
And so it's pretty powerful. Yeah.
I think I need that.
Can you feel the excitement, guys? It's pretty cool stuff, right?
Yeah, I gotta go start doing this. See you guys later.
Now here's the deal. Like I wanted to set this up, intentionally like this because we've talked a lot about the power of video marketing. But the point of this summit is actually to focus on the first step. What I believe is the most important, which is research and understanding your marketplace, those kinds of things. And again, that's why I wanted to bring these particular gentlemen together, because they primarily focus on research and these tools and software. So all of these tools can actually work together to lead up to a point that that once you start dumping your content into YouTube and then rolling it over into Facebook with Peter's software, you're unstoppable. But before we can get too far into that, we still cannot ignore the important aspect of video, which is why I want to talk to Ray a little bit about this, because he has the absolute most experience with this. So tell us, Ray, with your level of experience and all these new tools, how would you recommend people use this software? Because, I mean, you know what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of people who just spam a bunch of garbage in there. What do you think is the better way to do it?
You know, it's so funny. I think I'm glad I was last here, because everything everybody said was like a segue into what I was thinking here. So, and just to elaborate on some of that, I've seen, now I am the worst Facebook fan page owner on planet Earth, so bad that I still call them fan pages, okay? And when I post anything on those fan pages, you know, like an image or a little saying or whatever, you know, I'll go back and I'll look, and it'll have like a reach of 3 people, and no comments or whatever. Well, I start doing Facebook Live videos on those, and all of a sudden, going from 3 people saw it and nobody commented to having 300 people see it in the first hour and have like 50 comments. It is absolutely amazing. And if you can go live to, if you've got strong fan pages, you go live to them, you are going to crush it. Now, the other side of that is, if you're prolific on Facebook with your profile, which I'm much more active on my profile, I do Facebook Lives on the profile as well, and those things go crazy. Now, Peter, I haven't tested his software yet, but I've used, other softwares that kind of do the that sort of thing, and it absolutely crushes it. When you put out one Facebook Live video and it goes to 10 fan pages and 10 groups and your profile, you can't stop that. It's absolutely incredible, the amount of reach that you get, the amount of video views that you get immediately, the interaction, because you can interact with people live, and the comment system. It's incredible, and it's much more polite. YouTube, you'll get people telling you to F off. So it's like, it's much more polite and much more enjoyable to be on Facebook Live and dealing with people there than some of the people on YouTube. Now, that's not to diss YouTube. YouTube is an absolute monster, and the way I look at it is it kind of goes like this. You put something on Facebook, you get a huge amount of traffic, and then it kind of dives down and goes away. Whereas with YouTube, it starts here and it just goes forever. And you can just build and build and build and build and build. So what I love to do with this stuff is hit it on Facebook Live, get the virality right at the beginning, get all that action, take that same content, put it on YouTube, maybe modify it a little bit so that you're not confusing people with the live talk. And you just see that side of it just grow over time. And between the two, you absolutely get a killer video marketing package out of that. And, you said, what can we use with the software and all that? I'll tell you what I use. I use Facebook Live for a lot of stuff. I use Facebook Live for doing live reviews of software. I use Facebook Live for doing live interviews with people. I do podcasts. When I'm recording a podcast, I do it live, like almost like a CNN interview. So we actually will have myself and the guest, or myself and the other host. It will actually be on screen. You'll see, a CNN like ticker going across the top with news and information, and you know, all that kind of stuff going on. And it's absolutely incredible, the stuff that you can do. And then, of course, we've got, you know, existing content being run through Facebook Live. All of that stuff gets a lot of attention, gets a lot of people commenting, gets a lot of people excited. And I mean, honestly, that to me is where everything is at, is Facebook Live, you know, and Facebook video, because Facebook video has grown so much over the last year, whether it's live or not. It's become a huge part of people's video strategies. You know, a couple years ago, we would have been sitting here talking about, well, you got to use YouTube, and then you got to use MetaCafe, and you got to use Dailymotion. Well, now it's you got to use YouTube and you got to use Facebook.
Yep.
And Facebook, you know, we mentioned the kind of the winning the war. They're absolutely destroying everybody else in the live categories as far as the war goes. Now, YouTube, they're going to be stepping into a more friendly, easier to use live session. But here's the problem. The reason Facebook Live is so darn successful isn't because the video platform is so much better. It is much better than most of the others, but it's because the audience is already there. Periscope was pretty good, but you know, people had to purposely say, oh, I'm going to open up Periscope. I'm going to go watch this video. On Facebook Live, they're already there.
Right.
It just sits right in front of them.
Yep.
So there's no way they can avoid what you're doing. And that's what I love about that. So for me, that's where it's at right now. If you haven't really stepped up and looked at this, you know, everybody thinks Facebook Live is people picking up their phone and staring into it and talking, but you can do so many different things with webcams and pre-made videos and screencasts and animation and, you know, live newscasts. I mean, it's incredible the stuff that you can do if you take the time to learn how to do it. And, you know, the information's out there. So, I mean, really, get out there, learn about this platform, because you can do absolutely amazing things with it.
I think we just found another great clip.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
That was some really, really good information. And what I would like to do is just keep it going and move into another section that I think Peter has something prepared for us. Is that still a thing? Are you still willing to do that? Show us, what was that, the State of Seo? Something like that?
Okay. I've got a PowerPoint prepared, but I think it's too long. So I think I'm just going to wing it. Because what's happened recently and what happened recently was that YouTube did a spam cleanup, basically. So they went through their database of accounts and used an algorithm to detect which accounts appear to be spam. And a lot of people lost their YouTube accounts. And I remember this happened last time. It happened in a big, significant way. It was back in 2013. And it was a lot bigger event back then, and a lot of people lost a lot of YouTube accounts. Recently, one of my friends lost over 1 million live stream videos that were all ranked in Google. So that would have hurt a lot. So I suppose we learned a lot back in 2013, and I created a document that I gave to all my Hangout Millionaire members at the time for free called the Advanced Account Creation Strategy PDF. And that was like a 30 or 50 page PDF describing how to create YouTube and Google accounts in a way that won't get picked up by YouTube's spam filters. And what that is, it takes a lot more time and effort to do it. But the thing is, YouTube accounts are so valuable over time that and a lot of people won't know this, but the older everyone here obviously knows this, but the older a YouTube account is, the more power it has to rank videos in YouTube and in Google itself. So aged accounts are very important. So all those accounts I created back in 2013 using the advanced account creation strategies are all still there. And all those videos are still ranking. The links in the description of the thousands and thousands of videos to the websites that I'm ranking are still there. So, and I'll tell people what that account creation method is. Like, if you're a person who comes onto the internet and creates a Google account, you'll create a YouTube account, but also you'll use all their other services. Like, you'll connect with Google+, Google Drive. You'll probably create a Blogger blog, and you create this little nest of Google accounts, which is what normal people do. And they upload their profile photos. They will fill out the about sections, the profile data, and what that is doing is saying to YouTube or Google specifically, I'm a real person. You know, there is a real person attached to this set of accounts. So we connected all those accounts together, put in the appropriate content for all of them. Now, on the other hand, that's one way to do it, and that takes time. On the other hand, you can Google bulk PVA YouTube accounts, and you can buy 1,000 YouTube accounts for $100. And you will get a Gmail account and YouTube account, no content, but you can upload videos to it. And that's often what people do, but they run the risk of having the work they've put into those YouTube accounts being wasted when they get terminated.
Right, because that's been happening lately, hasn't it?
It was happening big time the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last couple of weeks, you know, like just a guesstimate, 100% guesstimate, probably millions of accounts were terminated in the last 2 weeks. I know it was definitely in 2013, it was millions and millions of them just cleaned up. So we put strategies in place to ensure that the work we put into those YouTube accounts stays. And all those accounts I created 3 years ago are still there. They're now what's called aged accounts, you know. And any video I put in there ranks really well on YouTube or ranks in Google. So we perfected those strategies. Like I've got thousands of members, and we tweaked it and got a really nice strategy down in place. And then 12 months ago, I created a service called AIprofiles.com, which automates that entire process. And also, so what that does, you log into the site, you upload your different profile images required, your profile text, article content, a video to upload to your account. And then my system goes out, creates all those accounts using all your content, links them all together. So it's doing what a normal person would do, but it's doing it for you in the background. And then what it does, it connects your YouTube account to IFTT, and then it creates, I think, 22 or 23 Web 2 properties using that same content. And if it's all around the puppy niche, you know, you have your puppy profile, it uploads the profile images to all those accounts. So you have one big themed set of accounts to upload videos to your YouTube account. And when you upload a video, look, obviously we could go on like this forever, but you upload a video to YouTube, and then links to that YouTube account come from via IFTT from all the Web 2 properties. So you get instant links. But the main point is doing it this way means that they're pretty safe from any future spam cleanups. And
okay, so you get the best of both worlds, right? You get all of the awesome optimization and whatnot, on top of the fact that someone else is doing it, right? And then you're safe, right? Like you've done all the proper strategies to make sure that Google doesn't go, this guy doesn't look good.
Let me jump in for a second, because see, guys, that's the whole point. And what Peter's talking about is identity is currency on the web, and this, especially in the Web 3.0, which is the semantic web, and that we're there with RankBrain and the Hummingbird algorithm and so much of that stuff. Google has to. If you have an account out there that doesn't have another presence online, if it's not interconnected to other things online, then it's an orphaned account, and Google is going to just basically discredit that account because it's clearly been made for spam purposes, right? So by having accounts that are interconnected and interlinked, it kind of validates the identity or validates the entity, depending on whether it's a persona or a brand account, right? You're either validating the identity or validating the entity. Either way, that's what kind of creates like an SEO firewall. It like a fortress around your profile or your brand, which will protect it from de-indexing and a lot of the different types of penalties. And it builds authority. And that's why I said like identity is really currency. And so this AI profiles is very similar to what the IFTTT networks are that we do. It's a different method. I use them both, to be honest with you. I've been an AI profiles member since beta group as well, Peter. So, But what he was saying is absolutely true, and anybody that's been following Semantic Mastery for any amount of time knows that that's what we preach and teach, and that's to always make sure that everything is interconnected and not to hide your footprint when it comes to those interlinked properties. You kind of want to claim that footprint, not hide it. Does that make sense?
And guys, you know what? I've had a little course that I put together, you know, like 3 years ago, and I just keep updating. It's called the Ultimate Channel Optimization Plan, and it basically shows you how to go through, like Peter was saying, and just do all the things that no one ever takes the time to do. There's so many places in a YouTube channel where you can put links to things and your keywords and the description of the channel and
subtitles and things like that.
Yeah, and in the Google Plus account, just go over there and change the profile picture to something. Put some channel art on your channel. It doesn't take it takes like maybe 15 minutes, but I'll tell you what, like our Tube Authority Rocket software uploads 30 videos at one time, and this is like brand new channels that I've taken the time to do this with, and I have, you know, hundreds of them, and not one of them got taken down in this past like 3 weeks. And I have students of mine.
Oh, nice. Good job.
That basically are like posted in the group like, oh, my channel got taken down. And it was, you know, and it's like, well, what did you do? You did something. You know what I mean? You either uploaded way more videos than you're supposed to at once, or you didn't go in and set up the channel and optimize it. You got to let them make it look like you're legit. You know what I mean? And being legit is taking the time to make it look like you're going to be around for a while. Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, and so, you know, to kind of add to that as well, you know, we went in, optimized our channel, and just put a couple links on the, you know, channel art or whatever, just pushing back to a squeeze page. And even just filling in those things is going to get you organic leads every single day. Like I was just looking, we've already got 8 leads today just from organically from our YouTube channel. It just went up to 9. We average probably 15 leads per day just because we took the time to actually do that. You know, and people will see that on your channel as well and be like, all right, this is a real channel, and they'll actually, you know, be able to or want to follow you too, you know.
It helps rank your videos too. Your videos rank better when you take the time to do that stuff, you know?
Absolutely. I've seen also many times, like people have asked me, like, where did you get this cool feature or this thing with YouTube? And really, like, here's the big secret, folks. Just fill out the profile. Just
go
look.
in and dig
around. Yeah, just exactly what Bill's saying. Like, just start clicking around. You cannot break anything. All right,
No.
I promise. Nothing's gonna happen. And when you're doing it, when you're genuinely optimizing, you're not just spamming. You know.
How many people do you think set up a YouTube channel and it'll be there forever, and the default country will be Afghanistan?
Seriously. So many people have YouTube channels from Afghanistan.
That's not like out in the open. You have to go in and find that, and it's set to Afghanistan.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because that's
Yeah, and it's funny because I mean, that's one of those things that you like. Even me, I've been doing YouTube or marketing for a long time now. And I probably have several dozen channels that have it still set to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
It wasn't until they forced us to sign up for a live cast embedding, where it forced us to go in and set it to like United States or whatever.
I know, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So,
sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Justin. No,
I was going to say, speaking of those YouTube live videos, I've been playing around with those a little bit recently, using like Wirecast to just kind of jump on, and we've been putting 70 or so people on the live calls, just very interactive, tons of comments with zero notice.
Yeah, totally last
literally
minute, right?
Throwing up an event. Yeah, you were on one the other day, Zane, and people love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they ate it up. So with that, right? We another really great conversation. A lot of points that I was really glad we touched on. What I want to do now, I'd also like to make sure Peter was able to finish his thought. So I want to finish it with this. About 2 weeks ago, I was talking with Peter, and he was actually giving me some suggestions for a campaign that I was working on for Justin, right? So what I'd like you to do, Peter, is if you could do me a favor and kind of walk through what you were telling me before very briefly. Like, let me explain. We have we have a recap page with all the stuff we've been talking about. Peter, what I'd like you to do is explain that strategy that you explained to me with your different pieces of software. Because when I followed what you said, we started seeing a lot more engagement, a lot more viewers, a lot more subscribers, and you were just basically kind of like hopscotching along your different softwares that brought you from basically research all the way up to, well, if you really wanted to, the Facebook Live thing, right? So you started with telling me, say, start with Ranks by Pro, and then what did you tell me to do after that?
Right. So SEO is, I'll just preempt that by saying my by far most successful software was brute force SEO because it just worked. You started the software and websites would rank in Google for very competitive terms. We had thousands and thousands of people using it, but that was back in 2007 to 2012, and then everything changed. And so then my next flagship product was called Hangout Millionaire, which turns any video, which automates the process of creating unlimited Hangout videos broadcasts to your YouTube channels, and an unlimited amount of YouTube channels, of course. And I developed a significant membership there. And through my support, I've got a great support team. And the feedback I was getting to support initially was people weren't being successful, and we're looking at their campaigns, and the keywords they were targeting were just horrific. And none of us here would be able to do well with those keywords. So I decided to create the perfect keyword research tool for my membership, and that's called RanksBy. And what that does is you enter a seed 2 or 3 word term, and what it does, it goes out to Google, it collects the autocomplete terms, it collects the suggested terms down the bottom, it collects the trends related to those terms, and then it finds buying or action-oriented terms from Amazon. So the terms people use in Amazon to buy that product or niche or what have you, and then the same with eBay. Then it puts them in the database, and then it goes out to YouTube. Sorry, it goes out to Google, and it does 4 searches for each term. It does the broad search and tells you how much competition there is for the broad. Then it puts each term it's found, generally it's around 60 from your seed term. It does 60 times 4. Then it puts the first result it found in brackets and gives you, or quotes, and gives you how much competition for those terms in quotes to give you a better idea of how much competition you've got. Then it uses the in title operator with your term in quotes, and that reveals how many people on the web have gone to the trouble to put that exact term in the title of their website. So that drills down even further to see how many people are serious about competing for that term. And then the last one is that in URL operator and the quote and the term in quotes, and it finds how many results are in Google with your niche in the URL of any website in Google. So what that reveals is how many actual real competitors you have for that individual term, and it does that 60 times. And from those, the results are stunning. You can see straight away some terms it'll be like 1 million, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. So you're obviously not going to compete. You're not going to be able to compete with that. But others you'll see 1 million, 10,000, 10, 0. So there are no people competing for those terms, but people using those terms in Google. So they reveal great terms for you to be able to use your niche. And then you'll get, say, 6 great terms out of that first search. But then you can drill down on that one of those ones that provided good results, put that through the software again and get another 6. And you can end up with a whole bunch of great terms. Then once you have those great terms, I create another software called Live Rank Sniper, which works off the pinging Google method, which uses YouTube live events. And what we do, you start the software, you enter in your list of keywords that you got from RanksBy, and excuse me, upload a thumbnail, put in your title and description content, and we use Spintax. So every time you create a new live event, the title is unique and the description is unique, and then it creates a live event for every keyword that you put in the software. Once it's gone through and created all those live events, we'll just say 50. You can do as many as you like, but we'll say 50. Once it's completed creating a unique live event for laser targeted to each of those keyword phrases. Then it goes to Google and searches Google for those live events you just created and gives you a list of results of the ones that are already on page 1 or page 2. So it's really powerful software. So then when you go to Google and have a look for those terms, bang, there they are. You've got a live event with your thumbnail listed on page 1 of Google. So look, there's so many ways to use that software. Like if I've got a potential SEO client, I'll just do a quick keyword research based on his niche. I'll go to his website, screen capture his face or something from his website, use that as a thumbnail, give him a call, say, hey, blah, blah, blah. By the way, check this keyword in Google, and he sees his face come up on page 1 of Google. It's a done deal, you know.
Yeah.
But sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Then getting back to the software, you can then live stream any video content to that live event that's already on page 1. So that's really powerful. But generally then what we do is, so we know we've got a list of terms that are already on page 1. We put those terms into Hangout Millionaire, and then we can create an unlimited amount of unique videos based on those keyword phrases over and over and over, each with links back to the website that you're promoting, that you eventually want to get the website to the top of page 1 Google. The more links you provide from the YouTube videos, which have tiered links back from the IFTT links, from the IFTT networks that we have supplied with the AI profile that most of my members are using. It's a really nice system. So that takes you from keyword research to deeper research to finding the results that you get in Google, and then going full on and creating hundreds of videos based on those terms that will rank in Google and provide incredibly powerful links to the website you're promoting that will eventually come to the top of Google itself. That's the condensed version, and I didn't.
The condensed, yeah. It was well done. I understood all of it. That seemed to make sense, and that's why I'm glad that you're here, because you, like, if you look at it, like all of the things that we're talking about can almost be put in like a relay race, right? So you start with the keyword research with RankSpy, and then it passes to the next software and the next software, and then you're broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook, and then you grab Bill's tool and you start getting the ranking up with the video link vortex. Yeah. And I want to make this point, because I've actually been seeing this myself. I also do a lot of video ads, AdWords for video, and there's no doubt in my mind anymore. If you are using paid traffic, you see better results organically. Google won't admit it, but I have seen it over and over and over again. So to tack onto that, oh, go ahead. Sorry, Brett.
Here's why, though, and I've proven this over and over again, because remember, one of the major ranking factors for YouTube videos is engagement, guys. Mm-hmm. It's engagement. Mm-hmm. And when you pay for ads, you are literally paying for engagement. And so you get those engagement signals on the signals on the video, and it ends up helping it to rank, especially if you've done all the other stuff, the SEO stuff that and social media stuff. Those engagement signals alone will help the video to rank.
Exactly. So then you've got all of that, and then you grab Justin's software, and then that software will tell you exactly where you should put all of your paid advertisement that will give you the best conversion, along with additional SEO stuff. I mean, it's like one nice big happy family, right? But again, we still are missing one thing, which is the video. Now, a lot of it can be taken care of with live and stuff like that. But Ray, do you have any suggestions of where people could find video, or well, I mean, we've talked a lot about making it, but I'm sure there's resources where you can just get video that can apply to your business and used thusly. Have any suggestions?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, and before we even get to that, I just want to reiterate something that was said there.
Sure.
We've shown over and over again that that's absolutely true. If you pay YouTube for those views, you're going to do better organically. And I think it's just like these guys said, it's not so much that YouTube goes, oh, you're paying us money, we're going to favor you. It's that you're buying the engagement that does that. And I've been teaching my students for the last few years, is like, hey, even if you know nothing about YouTube ads, just at least do that promoted video where it's very simple. It's only a couple of clicks. It's going to get you 100, 300 views in a day or two, and that's going to help you to rank organically. So it's very important that you do that. Now, as far as actual content, if you're not somebody who's a video creator, there's a lot of ways to make videos. Some of them are really good. Some of them are good enough. And if good enough is better than nothing, then you want to do that. Obviously, you want the best you can do. But if it's between good enough and nothing, then you got to go with good enough. And there's a lot of tools that can make videos. And I know a few guys. Somebody mentioned earlier. I think it was Peter who mentioned, software that'll literally take text that you have and turn it into a video. And you may kind of laugh at some of that, but you look at some of the biggest marketers in the world, and what were the kinds of videos they were making just a few years ago, and still even to this day, it was, white background, black text, or black background, white text, just going along with a voiceover. It's very, very easy to make that kind of thing. You can do it in PowerPoint. You can do it in Keynote. There's softwares like what's the video sales letter creation tool? I can't even think of the name of it now. But
EasyVSL,
I think.
EasyVSL from Mark Thompson.
Yep, that's the one. Mark Thompson.
Great product. Yep.
Very, very easy to use. So it's not hard to do that these days. You can even, if you've got a video editing software, a lot of times they have those text tools built right in. You just type it in and you're ready to go. Camtasia actually just added a bunch of tools specifically for creating those types of videos very easily. And you don't know how to do it? Well, guess what? There's guys on Fiverr willing to do that for $5 or $10. So it's not hard to do these days. But for me, the one thing you can do that's very, very easy for creating content, and of course this has to be for something that specifically, falls into this category, is screencasts. It's very easy these days to do a screencast of software, how to do this, how to create that, how to set this up, how to use Photoshop, how to, whatever it happens to be, you do a screencast and your content is done. You don't have to do much editing afterwards. 10 minutes, 10 minutes later, you've got a video that you can use. And it's very easy to do. And we've actually done that a number of times where we've picked, let's say, I mentioned Photoshop. We picked Photoshop and we just taught how to do one simple thing in Photoshop. Put it onto YouTube and said, you want to learn more about Photoshop? Sign up right here. And guess what they got? They got a product that we purchased that we had rights to use. And
very nice.
That's what they got.
Cool.
So it's very, very simple. The old method of online marketing was always, give me your email, we'll send you this. Well, nowadays, people are kind of wary of those types of things. But if you provide them a nice video training on YouTube, you can easily get people to do that because they've already seen the value. And not only that, but what we've done in the past, and I think I told this to Zane in our little interview the other day, we had a product that we sold for a couple of years. We never even had a website. You literally watched a video on YouTube and clicked a button that went straight to PayPal, and people bought it. They bought it a lot, and it worked very, very well. So it's not hard to make a business out of doing YouTube videos. All it requires is spending a little bit of time. If it's software, do a screencast. If it's something where you have to sell, do a video sales letter. Just text on screen, whatever it takes. And another one, which the product that we were selling, all we had to do was put a camera up above us, and all we saw was our hands, and our hands showed the product. You never saw a face or anything, and it worked really, really well, and it was very easy to do.
Yeah, one of our best performing videos on our YouTube channel is literally my hands. Up until recently, I did not show myself on that at all. The video's out of focus too. That's one of the comments we get. Like, at least learn how to use a camera. I mean, we had a terrible camera. It didn't autofocus, but we did it and we put it out.
Haters.
Yeah, it's all those friendly people on YouTube Ray was talking about.
Right. But yeah, I mean, the point is we put it out there and just did it. And, that video's got whatever, over 1 million views now or something like that. I don't know. And, it's terrible.
Well, and Ray, I think part of the segue here that we were trying to get to was because, and I can vouch for this because one of the things, I do a ton of local marketing. And I primarily have done local marketing throughout most of my internet marketing career. But, I do a lot more other stuff beyond that now. But one of the problems we had was generating, as a local marketer, was generating quality videos for local businesses. And that's been kind of an issue for a long time. And so, you know, getting videos done on Fiverr and stuff, a lot of the time the local businesses don't like those. They look kind of shitty, you know, or kind of cheesy or cheap or whatever. So I actually stumbled across your Instant Spokesperson Club probably 6 or 8 months ago now, and I purchased that, and I love it because it gives me the ability to just download your PLR videos, which are really high quality, y'all, and that way I can just upload them right to my different channels, various channels. Like I do a lot of work in the tree service industry, and I know you have a tree removal video in there, and I've used it probably 24 times for different clients too. You know what I mean? But it works. So
hey, there's one thing,
and I appreciate you bringing that up. So
one thing that are you done, Ray? Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead, Bill.
Okay. A lot of people think that you can't use the same video more than once on YouTube. You know what I mean? And you can actually upload them into different channels in the same account, as long as it's in different channels. So, and one more thing, real quick, guys. Have any of you guys had old Animoto videos get taken down because now all of a sudden the royalty-free music isn't royalty-free anymore?
Yeah, I hope so too. Animoto, there are way too many of those videos out there that I've made that I'm not all that proud of.
Yeah, but if they're ranking from way back when.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I haven't seen any of the issues. Has anybody else?
I haven't with that, but bringing up the music, we have run into a number of issues. I've had students who have contacted me because they've used the music that YouTube provides for you and gotten takedown notices.
Oh, okay.
Oh no!
So it's a weird little issue, but also, you know, you have to be very careful because there's a lot of royalty-free music that's out there, and what ends up happening is, you know, some guy comes along who's a musician, let's say, and he sees a piece of royalty-free background music, beats and whatnot, and oh, that's pretty cool. And he'll create a song with that as the backing track. He'll go and break the rules of the PLR and the royalty-free music, copyright his new song, and the next thing you know, everybody's getting a takedown notice that used the royalty-free music, which they paid for.
Oh, okay.
You know, so there's a lot of weird issues like that go on. So the big thing is, you know, there's plenty of royalty-free music out there. Make sure you've got your documents around. So when YouTube comes and says, oh, you know, somebody said this or this, you know, you can send it to them. Hey, we bought this. We got the rights to use it. Here it is. And they're pretty good about following through with that and letting you do it. I've had just recently 2 different videos that used music that I purchased from Audio Jungle. And I got takedown notices for it, but I was able to send them the Audio Jungle piece and boom, there it goes. It's back up. And
okay, good. Yeah, because Audio Jungle's really they're reliable.
Actually, just on that copyright point, with Facebook, you can upload a video to Facebook and it will stay there and be fine. But if you broadcast the same video that's got copyrighted content, it will stop after 10 seconds. So they pay attention to their live stream content for copyright, and generally that's through the audio stream. It's not the video content itself. They're checking the audio stream itself for copyrighted content. And often we get, not often, but occasionally we'll see stuff that's original music being flagged as copyrighted. So I just thought I'd drop that in.
It's interesting after the 10 seconds because you guys remember the old Rickroll joke? Right, like you say, hey, here's something you really want to see, and then you send them a link, and it's just a video to the Rick Ashley song. So when Hangouts first came out, we wanted to show how powerful they could be. So that's exactly what we did. We right when the Hangout started, and people started coming in, I screen shared that video and just pressed play. And so everybody was Rickrolled at the same time, and we're all laughing and stuff like that. 30 seconds in, there's this little pop-up that shows up that says, you are broadcasting copywritten content. If you do not stop, we will stop the Hangout. And that was right when Hangout started. Yeah, like right from the jump, they're like, hell no to copyrighted stuff with live things. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go test that now and do a Facebook Live and
you have to, yeah.
Ray just took that as a challenge.
There you go. Ray's going to Rickroll everybody.
Awesome.
All right. So my question is, we're a little bit over an hour here now, so I guess we should probably start wrapping up here soon. Zane, do you want?
Yeah, I'm thinking so. I was thinking the same thing. What I'd like to do, okay, let's do this. We'll do like through the panel here. We'll do final thoughts, and in between, we'll answer some questions from people in the audience if anything comes up. Sounds good?
All right. Well, before we do that, let me just kind of, guys, this
Sure.
isn't much of a pitch, but we wanted to, you know, the different products that we've been talking about, all of our panelists here. I've dropped the link a couple times in chat, and this will also go out in the replay as well, so that everybody will get it. But those are the different offers for the different products that we have been talked about today. And again, I can vouch for every single one of them. The one that I have the least experience with is Video Link Vortex, because that's a relatively new product to me. But after seeing a couple, Zane and then my partner Hernan go through and use that, that's a very, very powerful product as well. So I can vouch for every one of these guys. I'm an avid user of all of their products, and or a prodigy of like Bill Cousins and Zane Miller, for example. So I just wanted to like let everybody know the link. I've dropped it a couple times in chat. It's there, and the replay, you guys will have that as well.
Awesome. I don't think I could have said it any better myself
No.
without, ranting for too long. So, all right. So, Bill, you're the first one on the panel here on in this little setup here. So, again, we're just gonna get some final thoughts. Maybe something that you want to share, a story that you wanted to bring up, anything that you think will be either interesting or helpful, and then we'll answer some questions.
I think I'll just do the helpful thing. And what I like to tell people is, if there's anybody on here that's maybe just getting started, and maybe they're not using video yet, and they're just, I want to get into this internet marketing thing. And even people that have been doing it, and maybe they're like struggling a little bit. Seriously, guys, ranking YouTube videos, I mean, I think anyways, is seriously the easiest way to get going, because it's the easiest thing out there to get ranked for terms. Okay, you might have to do some more work for the more competitive stuff, but if you do the work, you will get ranked on the first page of Google. Okay, so I'm going to keep it short, but that's, when I first started, I struggled like when we talked, Zane, when me and Anthony were on that call with you the other day, and talked about how we struggled in the beginning. And I mean, I went through thousands and thousands of dollars when I was first getting going, trying to do PPC and getting my Google account shut down and freaking out and not having any money left. And I ended up finally doing things with YouTube and getting videos ranked for realtors. And that's how I got going. And it's just the easiest way to get going. So.
Well said. Very good.
Yeah.
I do also want to point out to everybody before we get into any of these questions, I made sure to also do interviews with each of the panelists here, so you could get a very clear understanding of who they are, what they have to offer, and how they can truly help you. Plus, I was in every single one of these interviews, and there's a lot of awesome information. So I strongly recommend you guys, once the replay sent out and you can watch it, watch those interviews, because those will also be very helpful as well. So let's, Bradley, do you see any questions that particularly stick out? I see a couple of them. You want me to jump on one?
I do see a couple. What I was going to do was actually wait until we got through, like, kind of closing thoughts from each person,
sure.
and then we'll jump into the handful of questions, because all we have is a handful of questions, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right, cool. Then let's go ahead, move on to Justin. Some final thoughts, something helpful, something interesting, whatever you want.
Yeah, for sure. And I kind of touched on this a little bit before, like Bill was saying, just get out there, rank some videos. But yeah, really just get out and start creating some videos. But when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing. I was extremely uncomfortable on video. I don't really care anymore, just because I've done so many of them. But it takes time. You're going to need to, get yourself used to it, and you're not going to be able to get used to it unless you start doing it. And even if you're not on the camera, even just like talking over, voicing over, things like that are plenty good enough. And as long as you just start doing something, you're going to have great results. Like I said, our YouTube channel started with me posting a couple of videos. I had no idea it was going to be You know, like I said, we just crossed 31,000 subscribers the other day, and that was with us doing pretty much nothing half the time. Well, we just now recently started, you know, ramping up production, all of that stuff, and you know, generating a decent amount of income off of it, at least enough to do that. But it all started with just getting outside of the comfort zone, putting a video out, and going from there. So,
action begets action. Okay, so Bradley, final thoughts, pearls of wisdom, or even just an interesting story?
You want to hear a joke? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I agree with Justin 100%. You know, there's several cliches we could talk about here, like the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, or, you know, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? And I truly believe that. I think it's important to just get going. Anything that pushes you out of your comfort zone, guys, has potential to bring you success. And it's kind of natural to have that resistance to doing something new and something uncomfortable. But just do it. Just do it, because that's how you're going to start to improve and to progress and to be able to start making money in this online marketing thing that seems to be working for all of us here on this panel. And I know a lot of you have some success with it as well. And again, it's about just, you know, having the mindset, even if you're scared, just get out and do it. And, you know, there are tools available and training available that, I mean, there's so much stuff available right now. It's ridiculous. And I know that can be overwhelming. And one other thing I do want to mention kind of on that line would be to, guys, stay focused. Pick one particular thing, like, you know, marketing avenue that you want to pursue, and zero in on that. So, for example, we're all talking about video stuff here. So if that's it, then, like, if video marketing is for you, then stick with video marketing. Don't also go out and try to rank websites and Google Maps SEO and all this other shit. Pick one thing and practice it until you get good, until you master it. Then if you want to expand into other stuff, do that. But my point is if you always dilute yourself and your attention across too many different projects or too many different strategies or opportunities that come your way, you'll never have any significant success with any of them. And so if you can take one thing from me now, that's just find something that you're interested in doing. And I think that's key as well, is to have something that you truly have an interest in, because then it doesn't feel like work all the time. You know what I mean? You end up having fun doing it, and you can make something successful out of it.
Yeah, simplify and focus. I like that. All right, so Peter, the man, you've had so many awesome softwares you've talked about. What do you got for us? You got a story? You got something interesting tip?
Two parts. One is a story. About 6 months ago, my two daughters, who were 8 and 12 at the time, made a video, an unboxing video, and how to make banana ice cream. And I shot it on an iPhone. I stood there, held the video, shot it, and then my 12-year-old did the editing. Then we put it on YouTube and Facebook. And between Facebook and YouTube, it's got close to 40,000 views. So that's two kids doing an unboxing video on how to make banana ice cream.
An unboxing
40,000
video.
views.
40,000. Jeez.
That's awesome.
So that's two kids. And that's the technology is iPhone, Camtasia, and YouTube. That's it. And there's tons of free video editing suites out there that anyone can use. So there's that. And they're on camera. The other part I'd like to say is all the software I've created, Hangout Millionaire, broadcasts video as a live hangout or live stream, YouTube live stream, and my other product, Facebook Live Pro, all that software allows you to use existing video content that you've paid for in Fiverr or you've made from a PowerPoint presentation and broadcast that as live. So you don't need to be on the camera yourself. And that's really attractive to a lot of people. So you can create any video content and then use my software to broadcast that as live events. And in Facebook, while it's broadcasting live, you can be in there chatting away to people as if you're live, which I do most of the time. So I just thought I'd leave on that. There you go.
Awesome.
Looking forward to questions.
All righty. Ray, you're the last one to shine upon some pearls of wisdom before we get into some questions. What do you got for us?
Well, I think these guys kind of summed up a lot of my thoughts there. The biggest thing is you got to get out there and do it. You know, if you're not afraid of making videos and being on camera, get out there and do it. If you are, do a screencast. If you're afraid of that, you know, do an animated video. If you're afraid of that, go out and buy videos that you can use. whatever it takes to get something in there so you can start getting going today. Because, when's a better time than today to get started? There isn't any better time. So you need to get going right away, whether you're helping local businesses, whether you're selling a product, whether you're being an affiliate, whether you've got your own product, whatever it happens to be, you've got to start doing this right away. It's one of the fastest ways you can start to get traffic, fastest ways to get attention, fastest ways to rank your web page. And I forget who brought it up. I don't know if it was I don't remember who it was that brought this up, but don't try to be an expert at everything. If video is going to be your thing, then go out there and do it. I could not do SEO on a website if somebody paid me $1 million. It just wouldn't happen. And and I don't sweat it, because guess what? I don't care that much about that. And if I did, I'll pay somebody to do it. You gotta stick with what you know, and you gotta do it, and you gotta have a plan. The biggest thing you can do is have a plan. Know what you're going to do, know what your goals are, and then set up a plan to reach those goals. And when you do, you're going to find that you're going to get there. It's not as hard as you think.
It really isn't. I'd just like to drop one more thing, and it's talking about niches and which one to choose. Because I remember when we started off when we did AdSense, we did very, very well in AdSense back in the day. I think we were doing between $3,000 and $5,000 a day in AdSense. I make that point because when we first started, we went for the most expensive terms. And I think it was that cancer. It was that lung cancer.
Mesothelioma. Mesothelioma. We all tried it. Everyone who did AdSense tried that. And no one made any money. But I did. So I got into AdSense on pushing that keyword. I wasn't making any money. But you know what I made money in? Wedding invitations. I made so much money promoting wedding invitations. Now,
with
the point
AdSense?
that I made, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Right?
Sorry.
The wedding invitation niche, no one talks about it, and I never told anyone about it. And it's only 10 years ago now, so I can. But the point for new people is to start off with niches and go wide. That the first one you come up with will be, but it probably won't work. Do 5 or 10 and focus on them and find what works, and then focus just on that. Because mainly I throw everything up against the wall, and what sticks I focus on, and that's the main point in terms of choosing what niches to target. I'll generally choose 10, put effort into all of them, and then refine that down to the one that's outperforming the others by a mile. I just wanted to drop that in.
Very good. No, that's awesome, because that ties in with exactly what I wanted to add to what Ray was saying. Like, just like make some video, right? Like for me, I think the easiest possible way to make any video is exactly what you all saw here, right? Like you hear my disembodied voice. I don't even have a camera. But what I did do is I made sure to position myself as the host and got a bunch of people in to want to hang out, make sure I'm focused on interesting topics, so that after the fact, not only can we use this entire broadcast, but we can chop it up into smaller bits and pieces and clips and things like that that can be used for both organic traffic and paid traffic. And it all comes together because you're just cutting up the same content and connecting it together in a very similar way like Bill teaches.
Yeah,
So
and how hard was that, guys? I mean, think about, like, Zane's got a lot of experience doing this, but think about it. He got a few people together, asked them some questions to talk about everything that they're passionate about, and now he's got an hour and a half worth of content that can be chopped up to make virtually unlimited amount of other content, and that's it, guys. I mean, that's what it's all about. And so this was a perfect example of just doing something you're good at, because Zane's the master at this kind of stuff. Thank you, Bradley. Appreciate it. So with that, you said we had a handful of questions. We should probably answer those before we wrap up. You think? Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw out a couple of them if that's cool. Sure. Let's see. The one that I see, Dave keeps asking questions over and over again because he didn't get him answered the first time. So I'm only going to ask him one time, though. So Dave's asking, Ray, does TubeCaller or any upsells allow you to put a payment button on the video like you were saying before? But correct me if I'm wrong, Ray. You didn't put a payment in the video. It was a PayPal link in the description, correct? It was a bit of both. Okay. So what I did was in the description, we did put a link to buy it, which went straight to PayPal. But what we also did was
we had graphics on the video itself with a button that we added on there inside of our video editor. So literally, while we were creating the video, we put a button on the screen itself, and we had that through annotations. We highlighted the annotation. We did an external link that just forwarded directly to PayPal. Now, before you go and do that,
I want to warn them.
In theory, you could get into some trouble doing that. They may shut you down. I've never had it happen. I've done it a billion times. I've never had it happen. But they do say in there, you're supposed to follow the AdWords rules, about forwarding links and all that kind of stuff. So be careful with that. But I can tell you, it worked fine for us, and it worked fine for ages, and we've done it a million times. And most of the time now what we do is the same thing, but instead of going to PayPal, we go to our website, our actual sales website, and then from there, people can buy it. So you can still do that. But yes, you can put a button in the video itself, literally on the video, that people can click, and it will take them to the page. Now, one word of warning, that won't work on mobile, at least not yet, although YouTube did just add some new features, which screams to me that it is perfectly possible that they could do that with annotations on mobile, because their new end screen system is basically the same, and it works on mobile.
Yeah, it's driving me nuts.
I'm hoping they'll take that to the next level, because, quite honestly, the YouTube cards for a lot of people are just not
lame,
not
They're
cutting
terrible.
it. So
Click through rate on those things.
So
thumbs down.
And as far as Tube Caller goes, what that was a specific where you'd put the same type of button on there. But when you clicked the button, it would go to your website, and on your website would be some code that would automatically generate a phone call. So if they clicked on it with their mobile phone on a card, it would make a phone call. So you could click the card on the YouTube video, and it would call the person. And on the website, it would do it with Skype or with FaceTime on the Mac. So that's what Tube Caller was. But yeah, with the buy buttons, that's what we did. We put a button on there, click it, boom, right to nowadays to the sales page.
Gotcha.
Or the bonus page.
Another question was from Dave as well. This is for Bill about Rocket Video Ranker. He says it's no longer online. Is it still a functional product? And could you please advise the current login source for the software for existing purchasers?
He must be talking about Rocket Video Ranker 3. That got taken down because it was outdated and was causing too many support tickets. Just put in a support ticket at support@prolificmarketer.com.
There you go. It looks like that was pretty much it. There was one that was kind of like an ancillary question for Zane. Did you read that one from David? Zane?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he might have the two of us mashed together, because he's saying something about the Magic 7 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay.
I honestly, David, I'm not sure to what you're referring to, but it sounds cool. So if whatever it is that I may or may not have, give me some more details. I'm happy to dig around on my hard drive and see if I can find it or what have you. But I don't think I do.
Yeah. Okay, so which tool did you do that with, Ray? Ray, you were able to use just external annotations for the videos.
Yeah, so what I was doing was in Photoshop, I would just create a graphical button, and then inside, I was using Final Cut Pro was the editor I was using, but you can do it with Camtasia, ScreenFlow, Premiere, iMovie, everything except for Windows Movie Maker you can probably do it with. All you do is you bring in an extra layer, put it on a graphic on that layer, and then export the video. Once you upload it to YouTube, you go into Annotations, do a little highlight around the button, and just set a URL. Now, you do have to do a couple other steps in order to link back to your website. You've got to connect your YouTube channel with your website. But if you search that online, you should be able to find it. It's kind of a pain in the neck, but it's not overly difficult. You just have to follow you have to jump through a lot of hoops, but none of them are overly difficult.
It's actually quite simple, guys. If you connect your site to Google Search Console, that's all it is. That's all you have to do is have your site connected to Search Console through the same Google account. That's it.
In fact, you may already have the code in your site and not even realize it. So.
Yeah. And probably all of us have some kind of course that teaches that, but we promise you can just YouTube it and you'll know everything you need to know. We don't need to sell you anything about it.
That's right.
Yeah, and you only need to do that once per site. You connect your site to the YouTube account, but you can have unlimited directories, so you can put different links in every time. But you only need to connect the site once, so it's not that hard.
And the last question that we have, guys, and then we're going to wrap it up because we're at about the 90-minute mark, guys. So please, no more questions. We got one more from Faye, but she says, "Can you talk a little bit more about instant video spokesperson?"
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I'm hogging up all the question time here, but yeah, what it essentially is, back about 2 years ago, I was doing a lot of work with local businesses, and what we ran into was a lot of people just don't want to be on camera, or even if they did want to be on camera, we didn't want to put them on camera for various reasons, usually after trying. So what we did was we started to find some online spokespeople that would shoot videos for these folks. They would basically just shoot in front of a green screen, and we would write a script about plumbing, or we'd write a script about dentists, or whatever it happens to be. We'd have them record the video, and then we would take the green screen video, we'd put them on a background, create a nice video for the clients, and we were done. Well, as we started to build up all of these different green screen characters, or different scripts with these green screen spokespersons, we decided, well, why don't we make this available for everybody? We can make a whole bunch of them, and people really liked them, and so we just started making more and more and more and more. And now we've got probably about, I think it's like 210 niches that we've done so far. Everything from, the traditional doctor, plumber, chiropractor, all the way down to like pawn shops and vape shops and, all sorts of crazy things. And people are suggesting things all the time to us. And so we add to that library. But yeah, we've got, over 200 videos already ready to go. They use a real spokesperson, so it's not animated or anything. We give you space in order to add your own branding to it. So you can put your phone number, you can put your logo, and then you've got a video to go and ready to use in just a couple of minutes. And you can also edit on top of that. So if you go down to the local shop, you can take pictures of their actual shop, put those in the video if you want. And, just makes a really nice professional video very quickly for you. Yeah,
and like I said, I've been a member of that for probably 6 months or maybe 8 months, something like that. And every single month, Ray adds another, between 5 to, I've seen 6 and 7 videos added every month. And it's great, guys. It's a great library of videos. And for the cost, it's dirt cheap. You couldn't get 2 videos done on Fiverr for 2 decent videos done on Fiverr for the cost of what you're paying for a video spokesperson club. So.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, guys. Well, look, we don't have any more questions. So, Zane, I'm going to let you kind of wrap it up. But I certainly want to express my gratitude and appreciation for each and every one of you coming on today, guys. It's been awesome just to kind of hang out and rub elbows with some local video marketing experts. So,
yeah,
it was fun.
It was awesome.
It's good to be here.
Well, thank you, Bradley. It's definitely easier to have another person, not just be like the solo host. So it was fantastic having you here so that I could focus on making sure that, the broadcast was interesting. So with that, folks, just a couple of things. You definitely want to go and check out the products. It's the product recap page. I'm going to go through and talk to each of the guests to see if there's anything else that was mentioned or could be added. So you're definitely going to want to check that again, because there's I think there's a couple of things that we talked about that just aren't on that page that I will be absolutely sure to add on there, because I specifically put this event together so that you could see that if you put all these pieces together, all the presenters you see on this panel, and use their tools, it could actually open up for you in a sequential manner of results and success. Like that was the whole point. And I think you guys saw that, because all of you are still here. No one's left. Right. So really, really appreciate you guys being here. I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed this. We will be doing more, a little bit of a sneak peek. The next event, we will be talking about production and conversion. So we can literally take this through a sequential process, starting with research into production, so on and so forth. So we definitely want you guys to keep an eye on your email. We'll be sending you more, letting you know about the next event, next products, those kinds of things, because we are specifically focusing on video and video only. We don't want to do anything else. We love what we do. So we hope that you will join us at our next summit.
Oh yeah, and I have one more thing. I have one more thing to add that I can't believe I forgot.
Okay.
All right, so everybody that came to the webinar, those of you that are still attending, especially thanks for being here throughout all of this. And we also, by the way, guys, all of you panelists, got a hell of a lot of thank you comments in the chat box already. So that's awesome. But guys, we're coming. Mastery PR is going to be launching Tube Test TV here very, very soon. This was kind of like the pre-launch event, even though we didn't talk much about it. So it's something that Zane and I have been working on. Primarily, Zane's been working on for the last couple months. We're going to be releasing that within the next few weeks. And essentially what it is it's going to be a video marketing specific review and case study site. It's a membership site, very, very inexpensive. We're probably only going to charge $10 a month to be a member of that. But we're going to be launching that, and obviously the panelists today, they're going to be the first people that have content within our membership site. All of you that are attending today, we have you on our email list. You're going to get free access for 6 months to Tube Test TV once we launch it. So be paying attention to your emails. If you get an email from us talking about that, if you don't open it, tough shit. So pay attention.
That's right.
All right. So again, guys, everybody, thank you for being here. Zane, thanks for putting this together, and we'll see everybody on the next one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks guys.
So long, guys.
Thanks.
All right, bye.
Thanks, guys.